Hello, 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 all you beautiful people out there. My name is Sonia Marie, and if you're new to my channel, welcome, welcome here. I'm so glad that you found this space. This is the space and the place to be. I didn't go to St. John's University, and since kindergarten, I've acquired the knowledge, but after 12th grade, I went straight to Hampton University. Anyway, it's a beautiful Monday. It's August 22nd, 2022. And I'm just happy to be here and to give y'all some information, some insight of what's going down this particular week as I allow people to roll on in and they get their notifications. I just want to give y'all a little update and what's happening in my world. We are getting ready for the 5th annual Word Life Astrology Retreat. Like that deserves an exhale, because who knew that a chick with a vision, a dream, some type of understanding of what I wanted to do is like 5 years in. Now here's the deal: retreats are not freaking new. It's not a new concept or whatever. But I will tell you what is. What is those areas, those spaces and places that we create that help to service us, like you and me, like my demographic, like the people that come on here. Hi, mommy, how are you? The people that come on here. You understand? I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and I was saying, actually, it was yesterday, and I was saying to her, what gets me really passionate about doing these retreats, what gets me passionate about coming on YouTube. What gets me passionate about servicing a particular clientele is the fact that I know that I'm speaking to myself. And what I mean by that, there's a demographic that's forgotten. Excuse me. There's a demographic that's always forgotten, especially in society when they usually gear everything towards the younger people, for them to spend their money, then get their parents' money for them to buy clothes and music and whatever else that's trendy, right? But there's a demographic between, in my opinion, and it's probably stated and factual, between 40 and like 55, 60 years old or so, that's just forgotten. Like, we're just supposed to keep working. We're just supposed to keep the money going. We're just supposed to stay in worry and stay in fear, or lose that youthful zest and not necessarily have life again, in a sense, and not find ways to heal through the things that we went through. And the reason why I say it like that is because there's less and less, it seems to be less and less forums speaking to us, speaking to that demographic, especially Black and brown women. I'm not excluding the men, but I can only speak from a female perspective oftentimes, right? So that's my passion. My passion is to speak to us and to remember us and to remember that our healing is not in vain, and people are watching and our children are watching, and more importantly, we are getting better for it. It kind of makes me emotional in a sense, to be truthful with you, and I'm not going to outwardly display that, but I will say that it does kind of get my heart a little bit, because again, I just think that this particular demographic and people involved in it are just forgotten, and they're not being taken seriously, and we're just supposed to wither. But it's hard to heal through this. It's hard to be a child to parents that are still getting it, and to be a parent to a child in which you're like, wait, hold on, I'm trying to get it. That middle ground, is anybody understanding me? On the fucking gate, I'm coming with that roads. Like, anybody get what I'm saying? Yes, yes, y'all. Like, I just think that there needs to be more of us in whatever avenue, whatever industry, whatever passion, whatever desire, whatever talent and gift um that we harbor and have been blessed with, to talk to us, to talk to us. Because again, as we wither away into the inevitable of getting older and bones breaking and being brittle and organs failing and our peers are dying and we're getting slower and fatter and trying to stay afloat, so to speak. Who's speaking to our heart, who's speaking to our mental, who's speaking. And I know there's books out there, y'all. This is not a foreign concept, but I just want to keep the concept going and open and say, let's do more for us. And this is the reason why I do it. so we are not forgotten, and so that we continue to heal and that we continue to be better for ourselves. There's a lot to say about that, but I don't think I want to spend too much time doing that. I want to say hello to everybody that's here. What's up, Tabiju? What's going on, Erica? Hi, Catherine. Hi, Ann Weissman. True Empress Right is here. Hi, Sweater, Sweet Tea. Oh, the hell is wrong with Sonia? Sweet Tea. I got you, honey. Wanju, what's going on? Tamara was here in the beginnings of the beginnings. What's going on, Mistress Coffee? Your dad just had surgery and his nephew is in dialysis. We were just talking. Oh, okay. Well, light to them, light to them, light to them. I don't know. Is that referring to what I just said? In regards to, helping out the older folks. Yep. What's up, Roxy? How are you? Lovely seeing you here again. I love your support, honey bun. What's up, D-Love? Oh, I see that family is together. Angie P is going down in the place to be. You went to St. John's University. What's up, Nicole Shans? How you doing? William Matthews is here. I said hello to mi madre. Her name is Celeste. What's going on, Celeste? All right, Shamir, you in the place to be. Yo, Shamir. I don't know if anybody has locks out there or natural hair care that you need. Y'all need to check out Dr. Locks, like for real, like Dr. Locks. We need to get on Dr. Locks because she has a thriving business in Atlanta. She's a really, really cool, sweet, sweet Cancer. And she's dedicated to not only helping the folks, but just helping us to examine the journey with our hair. Yo, hair is a deal. I could do a whole freaking seminar on hair alone. But that's Dr. Locks. That's Shamir. Yo, Google her. Shamir, put your whatchamacallit up, your website or something, so that people can see and support. You understand what I mean? That's what we do in this place. That's what we do. All right, before I get all into it and clear up my mind for these downloads that want to come through, I want to remind y'all, if y'all don't know already, that I do a what I call it the village hut, right? And that's getting like 9 to 10 people together teaching Western astrology in a Sonia Marie intuitive type of way. The third installment, or I should say the second installment, is over, and the third installment is about to begin in about 2 weeks. But I want to tell y'all this, and I haven't announced it officially, so you can sign up, but I'm giving y'all a prep, and I've been trying to do this for the last couple of weeks, is because when I do announce it, it actually sells out very, very quickly. And I want to especially give those that follow me on YouTube, but more importantly, y'all, because y'all come and y'all stay for the education. I know it. I just know it, that you stay for the education and you do your best to apply it and share it with people that you know and love. So I want to let y'all know when I do announce it, I'm going to announce it with y'all first, and I need y'all to get on it as sooner than soon. Like for real. If you ever want to learn Western astrology through me, please sign up when I say, because it does sell out in like 2 or 3 days. All right? And if not, just wait for the next installment or just keep coming to YouTube. All right? That's cool. All right. Hi, Latanya or Latoya. I'm so happy that you're here. So let's talk about this week. Today begins Virgo season. Wait, what? Where's the Virgos in the place? Any Virgos in the place? What's up, Shanice? Any Virgos in the place to be? Today at 11:17 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the sun will hit the constellation in a geometrical kind of way to the sun and allow us to stay in Virgo energy for at least 28 to 29 days, right? Give or take a few hours. Virgo energy is the bomb. I think every sign is the bomb, and you will learn that in the Village Hut, eyebrow exclamation, that we have all 12 signs within us. So if you don't like a particular sign, squirrel, if you don't like a particular sign, then that means you don't like a certain part of you. Sonya got a way of throwing shit up in people's face. I do. I really, really do. A lot of people don't like talking to me. I swear to God. People sometimes, I feel like dodge conversations and phone conversations with me, because what's the point of being here? It's not to say that we can't laugh and have a good time. Oh, I'm squirreling out. There's a fucking park full of squirrels. I'm squirreling out. It's not to say that we can't laugh and have a good time, but out Are our conversations meaningful? Are we really speaking and having a understanding and a conversation with people to promote joy or promote growth or promote depth or promote healing? Why are we talking? Why are we communing? Why are we coming together? Anyway, that's why Sonia is so gosh darn deep, because in my opinion and in my journey and why I'm on the planet is to allow myself to be a mirror for everybody else. That's why my job can be very difficult sometimes, because people don't want to see themselves through me. And sometimes I don't care if I see myself through you, but we're going to talk about, we're going to get down and dirty with it. In any case, if you are a Virgo, if you know where Virgo is in your chart, celebrate that thing. Celebrate the fact that Virgo energy is powerful in its serenity. I like to say, and I've said this before, I'm sure, definitely to Virgo clients, that Virgo is tricky in a sense, right? Because Virgo energy don't allow you in all the time. I'm gonna be truthful with you. Before you get to their heart of hearts, that gooey part, you got to go through this barbed wire fence of logic and rationale and criticism. Whoo, that's the craziest thing about Virgo energy is its criticism. It believes in its power of criticism, and it believes that it being a critic is warranted. Yeah, it is, because on some level somebody got to be the observer. It's when you put judgment on it and when it becomes painful, when you use that criticism and that discrimination as a weapon and try to knock people down for doing things that you probably don't even have the courage to do. Ooh, did I do it again? That's Virgo energy. Did I put that shit in your face? Here's the deal. Before we get into critical mode, and listen, I'm not just talking about Virgos now. I'm talking about us too. Again, you got Virgo in your chart regardless. And when the sun is in Virgo, we get a little bit of that on us. By fault or by default, by osmosis, by universal osmosis, we start to feel that Virgo energy. We start to become critical, right? But I like to say that through that criticism, through that discrimination, through that need to be perfect, through that need to be discriminating, through the need to be service oriented and give so much. And Virgos give to the point where they leave themselves out. They just give and give and give and give and give and give until they're dead on the side of the road. And they don't have enough of themselves. If they can balance that out, that'd be a beautiful thing. However, when you go through this barbed wire fence of all those things that I just listed, I always say to Virgo clients, it's like you open up to a field of lilies. It's so goddamn floral and it smells good and it's just perfect in its own way. Like the right songs are playing, like go with my visual, because they have this center and this core that only wants the best for humanity, that only wants the best through love unconditionally. But you got to earn that. You can't go in that space. You can't go in that space of a Virgo's heart and try to get that thing. You just can't. You just can't. You got to go through all of that barbed wire fence, and they make you work hard in it. They make you prove yourself in it, which I think sometimes we need to work a little hard when it comes to people's heart. What y'all think? Yes, yes, y'all. Where's Virgo in your chart? Is it on your second house of earned income, how you act with your money? Is it on your seventh house of partnerships? Do you attract a lot of Virgo like people? Is it on your 10th house of your career? Are you really, really detailed oriented when it comes to your career, critical about people, discriminate situations, you know what I mean? And so where is that in your chart? That's the real deal. I want to talk further about Virgo energy when it comes to denial. And like I alluded to on Instagram, we're gonna need a little bit of denial. I know denial is not necessarily a in quotes good thing, but sometimes don't ask me why I use this as an example, but I'm really weird on the inside. And when I look at people's, and all my friends know this, when I look at people's personality, especially their public persona, it's not that I'm judging them, but I can instantly tell who they are. I look up their gosh damn chart and I go, oh, they're Virgo, or oh, they're Libra, oh, they're this and this and that. So when I think of Virgo energy being in perfect denial to assist, I think of Beyonce. I'm gonna take a sip. Why? Why you think of Beyonce? I caught a clip of Beyonce once, and she is a Virgo, right? I caught a clip of hers years ago in which someone was basically commenting on what she did, how she looked, the words she used in the song or something. They was literally trying to break her down. Honestly. And she was unbothered by it. So much so it looked like she wasn't even in the room. She was in such total denial. So the point of the denial of the fact that somebody was trying to break her down. I mean, possibly she went home and cried about it a little bit later, but in that moment, she put on these blinders and was like, I'm not going to let y'all affect me, because in this moment, just what I read on her face, I am who I am. And if I allow y'all to break me down, if I allow y'all to criticize me so much, I'm being dramatic, but I'm gonna take myself out. Like, that's how it feels. If you think Virgo energy is critical, and so much so where it hurts you, trust they are 10 times critical to themselves. If it hurts you, it's killing them inside. So again, back to my point about this week, sometimes that needed denial, again, is needed, is necessary to stay in your lane, to go, wait, hold on. I cannot in this moment believe everything that you're saying, because first of all, Virgo's like, you don't have no facts. You don't have no logic. You don't have no rationale. There's no reality to this thing. Tell me why. Prove it. Give me a time date stamp right now to prove your point. And until you prove your point, I'm going to be in my lane. I'm going to be in denial. I'm going to say what I need to say. I'm going to do what I need to do. That's the kind of focus we're going to need this week. Remember, I said that, okay? Refer back to this, okay? I probably say it 2 or 3 times, but no, that's what we're going to use, and that's what we're going to need, okay? With us starting off with the moon, with the sun in Virgo. Y'all get what I'm saying? Virgo's in your 8th house? All right. Virgo's in your 8th house, Catherine. So you like to make love like a Virgo? You like to deal with your contracts, your legalities like a Virgo? You know, deal with other people's money like a Virgo? Remember, we have every sign within us. So don't hate on you, all right? Again, today the sun is going into Virgo at 11:16 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The moon currently is in Cancer, right? And it will square today Jupiter, that's going retrograde. Mm-hmm. I want to love, what I say? I want to love and nurture the blessings, but the feeling is that it won't return. Oh, right. So the moon is in Cancer, and that's about that nurturing thing, right? About the feeling, the expression of nurturing. You want to be able to nurture the blessings that may come, that may leave, or that may be redistributed and come back. The lessons, the blessings, not the lessons, the blessings, the rewards, the skittles. You dig what I'm saying? You want to nurture yourself through them, but it's hard to do that. Meaning, if an old flame leaves you, or a person leaves you, or that brought you some serious I don't know, cash, or brought you opportunities, or an old boss moves to the other part of the country that opened up your career for you, or whatever. You want to be able to cry about it. You want to be able to lament over it, but you really can't. That's the square. The square is why. Why lament over it? The challenge is, why let these emotions out when you know something new and improved is coming, even though something that was great moved out? It sounds like something we said last week. Today is a repeat of that. Mercury is trining Pluto. Ooh, I feel that in my throat. Speak your mind to transform your life. Remember, Mercury is about strategy, is about messages, emails, texts. Mercury is about conversation, writing, planning and strategizing. It is in alignment with Pluto, but remember, Pluto is going retrograde. So whatever you're thinking about, whatever you're planning, whatever you're strategizing, it's bringing up this need to transform some old shit. It's bringing up this need to transform your power. It's bringing up this need to stay in your power, those things that matter, those things that matter to you. So think about that, Mercury. Speak on that, Mercury. Understand that the power in your mind, the messages that are coming to you, especially from the ethers, are here to shape and redirect your power. Wow, that sounds so gosh darn general, and I can't find my poetic words, but that's basically what that is. Tuesday, tomorrow, I hope you hear it, Wanju. Thank you. I appreciate you. It is time to strategize. I mean, again, we're in Virgo season. It's a little warm in LA, y'all. It doesn't look like it. It look like it want to rain all over the place. It's gonna rain on your head, but it's not. I wish it would just open up and just pour down, but it's leaving this humidity in the air. LA feels like New York nowadays. It's crazy. All right, Tuesday, tomorrow. This is where, again, that Virgo energy is necessary. The thing that I started off with, it begins with this. Every time I mention an aspect to Uranus or Uranus going reverse, it's about to do that thing on the 24th, right? Know that that Virgo energy of staying not necessarily in harsh denial, but in denial, like Beyonce, staying on track, knowing what you're doing is what you're doing, and mind your business. Don't pay attention to nobody else. This is where it starts, especially when it's dealing with that Uranus situation. So tomorrow, the moon will sextile Uranus. Okay, so how you feel about these needed changes helps for you. That's a deep one though. Helps for you to connect and review with the karmic information that's coming up. What, Sonia? What? What? Okay, so Uranus is about change, right? Uranus is about swift change. We've been talking about this for the last month or so, right? But the moon is helping it along. The feelings that come up with this is helping it along. But you got to review the emotions that are coming to you through you, maybe like a purging of some sort, so the change can happen. And it is beneficial because it's a sextile. So if the moon is in Cancer, so it's some review that you have with your mother, it's some emotional reviews with your mom, some emotional reviews with the women in your life, some emotional reviews about you being a mother, about you being the mother, like what karmic information needs to come up and be cleared away. So when Uranus gets it, Uranus says, okay, let's switch that. Let's change that. Let's see this big old cloud of emotional residue that began with your mom, with you being a mother, with you being nurturing, with you being lack of emotions, like having a lack of emotions, you hanging on to the past too long, you wanting to overeat too much. That's moon in Cancer. You understand what I'm saying? And these are all the karmic information and the karmic reveals that happen with the moon in Cancer. Well, it's hitting Uranus and it's like, yo, if we're going to make these changes, you got to revisit all of these things. You got to see this moon in Cancer information coming up from a karmic level so you can move forward. Okay? Yet tomorrow, we need to do that better than good. Does that make sense? We need to do that better than good, because for the rest of the week, Uranus will be hit with some very unfavorable aspects. And it's going to remind us what we feel about it. It's going to remind us what karmic information we're cleaning up around it. Squirrel, understand, and y'all probably do, that everything comes back to us. That's what I started out this whole gosh darn thing with. The fact that we have to see ourselves. The demographic that I speak to, I'm speaking to me. I'm speaking to y'all, speaking to me. I'm speaking to you. You understand what I'm saying? I'm speaking to myself in the mirror, the reflection. It all comes back to us. So if we're not changing the things about ourselves in order to promote a change in our world, then we're not going to get the change. We're not going to experience the desires, the dreams, the passions, the aspirations that we want to, because you still stuck in doing the same old thing. Not just like taking care of yourself. I'm talking about the emotions that want to come through. I'm talking about the hard things, y'all. There are layers and layers and layers and layers of information that need to be revealed. And sometimes we don't want to look at it. Again, because we don't want to be too critical. We're in Virgo season. I don't want to see that about myself. That hurts to see that about myself. Well, suck it up, because you're an asshole. Suck it up. You are gluttonous. Suck it up. You stay way too far in the past. Like, suck it up and call a thing a thing. Does that make sense? I feel a little harsh today. I'm back to my green tea. Squirrel, I've been drinking coffee the last couple of days and I got jittery. I was like, I cannot drink coffee anymore until next week. I like to taste the coffee, but I love my green tea. So I'm back on green tea and I'm talking fast, y'all. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. Hold on and rewind selector if you missed something. All right? Let's go back. Also tomorrow, with that moon sextile in Uranus, the moon will quincunx Saturn. Here we go. Repeat offender, right? Saturn is going retrograde, y'all. I'm not sure you want to revisit the fear again. You have to, though. The boundaries must be secure. That's why we have to revisit the fear. That's why we have to revisit those boundaries, because, well, that's why you have to revisit the fear, because the boundaries keep coming up. It just brings me to so many different thoughts of things that have been happening in the last week or so. But people get you fucked up. People get you like, oh man, I got to take a pause because I don't know where to go with this. I can go in 5 different directions, and I'm just going to take my time with it and share this information. I honestly believe that we should take a pause sometimes when we're communicating with people, especially when we don't know them that well. And especially if we want to get something from them, and just the opposite, if we want to give them something. We got to sit back and read the room, read the people, read people's heart, because people get us fucked up. And what happens is that you start to cross a boundary. That's what I mean by getting us fucked up, because Saturn says in reverse, I have to like revisit these boundaries, yo. We got to revisit these boundaries together. You keep crossing the line, cuz, and at some point, I'm gonna blow. At some point, the human is gonna come out, or at some point, you're gonna be left. And I mean this with all seriousness. There's so much adjustment that's happening. And I really, really pray, especially those that are on here, have the compassion to understand the adjustments. You dig what I'm saying? Some people need a day, some people need 10 days. It's all right. Let people breathe and get to where they need to get and deal with them on their level. But if you're trying to cross the line while I'm adjusting to my own level, then that's a boundary cross. That's like a hey, you got me fucked up. And oftentimes we have to even establish the line over and over and over again. That's exhausting. Am I speaking in circles, or y'all know what I'm talking about? Please let me know y'all know what I'm talking about, because sometimes, like I said, oftentimes before, I get information and I just like start going, and I have no idea if a period was in the middle of that dissertation. To be truthful with you, it's just one breath. So if that doesn't make sense, ask questions, ask me to repeat. It's time to set those boundaries for sure. Because if Saturn is getting hit again, Saturn is like, yo, I'm over this. Well, Saturn, you're going to have to keep rocking with it, because you've been in retrograde for a little while, and you're going to continue to be in retrograde for another month or so, maybe even more. By the way, when Uranus goes retrograde on the 24th, and which I'll talk about in a minute, there will be 5 planets in retrograde. There's already 4 right now. That's why there's this weird ass slowdown. I think I mentioned this before, that's going on right now, and us reviewing all of these things about ourselves before we actually make this move and move forward and get on this trajectory in which we are longing for. We all are longing for it, but we want to take a pill and make sure that it happens like right now. Man, that ain't happening. Tuesday, the moon is trining what's that planet right there? Neptune. And Neptune is going reverse too. Review the imagination and create beyond the supposed boundaries. Yes, review the habits. How is this helping? So, what I really mean by that is that with the moon trine in Neptune, right? Neptune doesn't deal with boundaries, but Saturn does. You're going to get irritated because the moon tomorrow, because the moon is quincunxed in Saturn, which is, I don't want to put my boundaries again. You got me fucked up, blah, 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 blah. Everything I just said. But the moon is trine in Neptune, and that's a good thing. And it's saying like, okay, if those boundaries are being tested, sometimes you got to go above and beyond what people are trying to do, what situations are trying to do. Neptune says, yo, pray deeper. Neptune says, yo, use your imagination to go above and beyond what it is that they're saying. Because honestly, human beings, man, we oftentimes limit ourselves, then we limit other people. You dig? Human beings have a way of just seeing what they want to see. Be careful of that in Virgo season, because again, that's that downfall of denial. You see what you want to see. You see what what's going to make you feel better. And with the moon trine and Neptune going reverse for sure, it's like break open your whole head, break open your whole spiritual well-being, break open all of the imagination and see beyond what it is that but human beings have been presenting you, or you've been presenting as a human being, the limitations that you have. Go above and beyond it, create beyond that thing. I love Neptune for its imagination. And it's also telling us to review the habits that we have, because Neptune deals with addictions, and it deals with things that hold on to us and want to keep us in the cloud. Yo, it's so much cleaning that's happening around about now. Again, it's exhausting. Last week it really exhausted me because it was just way too many power plays. And let me tell you something about power plays, squirrel. Let me tell you something, one more thing. I'm over power plays. Human beings are boring with their fucking power plays. You trying to gain power of somebody else because you want to say a mean word, because you want your money back for certain things, because you don't want to go to this situation, but you want it like this. And all of these ridiculous human ideals and things that they're fighting for in order to feel powerful. Get over yourself, man. Get over yourself in this supposed power that we've been learning and growing since we were knee high with. Like, stop it. You're not more powerful because you're the prettiest girl on the team. You're not more powerful because you make more money than your husband. You're not more powerful because you found a manipulative way to get your money back or to get situations going the way you desire. You're not more powerful in that way. Your power resides in your heart and your soul. Your power resides in how much you can heal through the shit that you've been going through. That's your power. And when we start to present it otherwise, you look crazy. You look like a crazy human. We're off of that, aren't we? Aren't we? Don't we want to grow up? I'm just saying. I hope this doesn't sound redundant to anyone, and I hope you're not bored. I'm just doing my best to take what it is Spirit is telling me through this astrological situation and combine it with what it is I see around me through my clients, through myself, once and really first and foremost, and through the people that I love, and even strangers, as I observe in a really weird kind of way. I am a weirdo. It's not like I sit in the corner and be like, what they doing? What they talk about? But I intuitively feel what people are going through all day because I'm a Cancer. That's a whole nother story. Wednesday. Are y'all with me? Y'all staying with me? Sweet Tea. How'd I say your name before? That was the funniest. I was like, what is her name? Okay. Wednesday, the moon goes into Leo. Good God. At 9:09 a.m. Y'all with me? All right, Sweetie. And that's when that planet I said was going backwards, retrograde. Uranus is going retrograde until January 22nd, 2023. As I pause, I want y'all to see the strategy. I want you to see the order in which this universe is presenting certain things, slowing certain things down in order for us to review and then move forward. So the North Node and Uranus came together, right? That conjunction that I've been what do I want to say? Pounding your head with Uranus in the North Node, the changes that are currently happening that are putting us on our trajectory, on our purpose, switching up things so we can do what we need to do on this planet right now with quality, manifesting the things that we know, that manifesting the things that make us better from the inside out. Dig it? Uranus says, yeah, I know we got that powerful thing going and I put y'all on a trajectory, but hold up, wait a minute. I want to rewind. I want to go back real quick. Wait, hold on. Wait, what? You just gave me an assignment, Uranus, and now we got to back up. Now we got to review the change in which you want to put us on. Yes. That's the beauty of the freaking universe. Energy doesn't do anything without a review, without some ebbing and flowing, without the ocean back and forth. You understand what I'm saying? It's natural. It's nature. So Uranus is going, yeah, let me back up to make sure that this is exactly what you want to do. Do you have the heart for it? You have the soul for it? You got the resources for it? You got the people in place for it? Until January 22nd, 2023, you will be asking yourself these questions, but then it's time to go. Like, stop asking. And if you don't take off in that way, and the change that needs to put you on that purpose that I just so emphatically explained, then honestly, you missed the window. And I'm not saying life is over, but the thing about it is that that's what astrology does. Astrology gives you a window of energy. At a particular time, this is when it's most favorable. God is God. God can push you through next year, June 2nd, 2023. And you're like, oh, yeah, I want to do something new. Well, there we go, God. Let's go. You understand what I'm saying? But this is the window. So review Uranus, its changes, its uniqueness in you, what you want to do that nobody else is doing. And with that, here comes more criticism. You know why? Because people are scared. People are afraid and they criticize. And I keep talking. Y'all see how I'm like wrapping this into Virgo season, right? But people criticize mainly because they're afraid. They're afraid, oh my God, it's not perfect. They're afraid somebody is going to get hurt. They're afraid it's not going to come off and not everybody is going to accept it. But Uranus gives two freaking flying hecks about what other people deem to be important and what other people see that's nice or not. That's good or not. That's for the planet or not. Uranus is like, yo, I'm doing the things I need to do for myself. And I trust the universe that when I do this, all things are going to fall into place. And I know it's going to be purposeful and correct in my life because God says so, because this is the movement and this is the rebellious spirit that I have per Uranus that says this is what we're going to do. So if it's going backwards, you have to, in my opinion, review that rebel in you. Review that unique quality in you. Review and look back and look at all the haters that start to criticize. Oh, you want to be that different? Yep, I do, actually. I do. But you know they're not going to like you. You know you're not going to make that much more money. You know your father may, call you all kind of names and your mother may disown you. I'm saying, though, this is what I want to do. This is what I feel. And if I'm not hurting anybody or hurting myself, why can't I be unique? Why can't I change my life the way I want to change my life? That's a real freaking question. Are y'all following me? Uranus is going backwards for you, starting on the 24th, for you to start to question yourself about that. Like, do I really want to be different? And I pray that the answer is yes, because we have way too many clones on this planet. Y'all get that? There's way too many people doing the same goddamn things. I can't stand social media for that because I'm tired of seeing people talk about astrology and spirituality from a space in which just feels so inauthentic. Am I judging? Probably. Am I being critical? Yeah. But at the same time, I know what I deliver. And at the same time, we all know that there's an influx of trendy shit. You understand? So how you gonna be different in those trends? How you gonna how you gonna leave your mark? Who are you talking to? Who's your demographic? Are y'all getting this? Where's your spin on it? Who's to say that this is Light Dancer's thing? Oh, she knows astrology now, but she knows it in a different way than Sonia knows it, and Sonia knows it in a different way than Samantha knows it. Everybody got to be different in their own way. You dig? You trying to follow somebody else, man, you're going to lose. Anyway, Uranus going retro until then says review that thing on how different you want to be and how much you want to be put on the chopping block. It's all right to be put on the chopping block. You know what? Because we ain't got no time to lose and we ain't got shit to lose. What we got to lose? On the real life? Come on now. Life is forever. No one dies. Nothing dies. Nothing dies. So we keep moving forward. So give it all you got. That's my speech. Wednesday, the moon sextiles, what's that? Mercury. Keep your mind and heart aligned. I like that. Organize how you feel. That's right. Somebody put on here in the comments. This is the week of organization. I think I read that. Yes, it's about that. With Virgo season here, and then the moon and moon being in Cancer on Wednesday before it goes into Leo, and sitting right next to that Mercury and Virgo. Yeah. It's about getting into alignment. It's about making sure the things that you want to do. It's about getting into Beyonce mode. Feeling your mind and your heart come together, going, I don't give a fuck what they say. I'm just going to do what I need to do. You understand? Making that into agreement. Ain't nothing worse than your heart and mind being in two different places. On Wednesday, you have a chance to bring them together. And at the same time, the moon will go into Leo, and then it's going to sextile Mars, move in many directions according to your ego, courage, and excitement. So when the moon is in Leo and it sextiles Mars and Gemini, you get that information all locked down. It's in alignment with how you feel, according to that The aspect I just told you with the moon sextile and Mercury. Now the moon is going to sextile Mars. Oh, let's go. Mars is movement. Mars is execution. Mars is anger. Mars is sex. Mars is basically motivation and determination. Now I'm determined with that Leo energy in the moon, that fire, that courage, that passion, that ego. Sometimes ego is good when it lasts for 2.2 seconds and then it wears its welcome out. But that ego gets you pumped up to go. That's that ego of Leo to go, yeah, let's execute in one or two or three, four different ways. Why? Because it's in Gemini. Gemini does nothing singular. And when it's in Mars, it got 3 or 4 projects going off. So this is what it could possibly look like. I just had an analogy pop in my head, right? So we're getting organized. We're in Virgo season. The mind and the heart are together. We're trying to figure it out and stay the rebel that we are and be unique in ourselves, right? And then Mars says, okay, but you can execute those thoughts. You can execute that imagination in 2 or 3 different ways. What they're going to say. And what I mean by that is like, okay, let's start this level of let's deal with this stream of income. Let's sell cupcakes, and then let's be a teacher, and then let's drive the kids back and forth and be a professional chauffeur or whatever. Honestly, like a carpool kind of mom or dad or whatever. I'm pulling stuff out the air, y'all. The bottom line is, if I want to be different, let me try my shoot my shot at a couple of different things, and whichever sticks, whatever works with me, works with me. Whatever feels good on me, feels good on me. You understand what I'm saying? I hope I said that properly. Ask questions if I didn't. On Thursday. Yeah. So sometimes when I'm writing these notes, right, I'm weird when it comes to journaling because I'll just put words and stuff all up and down the spine of the book and all. So I just read something that says, it's a download that came through. It says people are maybe not ready for change. You're fighting the current. And I felt that. Like, even with all of this mental information that's coming in this week and us trying to get organized and to be on track, there's still a fight. And that fight is Uranus going backwards. Part of it is Uranus going backwards and not knowing if we're unique enough to make the change and to be out there on our own, because there's some solo moments you will have. If all of a sudden you want to be a monk and all your families are like, kick rocks, I'm not being a monk, bitch. I like to have sex. Well, you may have to ride on that solo moment by yourself for a minute. You understand what I'm saying? But a lot of people are fighting that. Come on, y'all, don't be afraid. What's your fears? What's your biggest fears? Let's talk about that briefly or among yourself. What's the first thing that comes to your heart? Put it in the comments, like for real. What's the biggest thing, the first thing, the initial thing that comes off? Speak it out so that thing can fly, so it can go, so you can start to address it. And please, 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 as much as you can, be specific. Please be specific. It's time to really tap into that thing, because we're creating our own ebb and flow when it comes to changing, getting on this trajectory of this purpose that we're supposed to have. You understand what I'm saying? We're fighting our own uniqueness, our own gifts, our own blessings. Not enough funds, sweet tea. Let me tell you how many readings I've had, truly, where, and I have to say this, I'm not going to address everybody's, but that's a common one. So I want to say this real quick, where I've connected with people's ancestors and guides, and they sit back and they laugh. And I'm not minimizing your concern, honey. Please don't take it as such. I'm not minimizing the fact that you need money. We all need money to survive. But they laugh at that request almost always. Why? Because they can drop money anywhere. They can drop a bag of fucking dollars in the middle of a parking lot. I know some of y'all are like, well, shit, let me walk to the parking lot. That is a funny thought, and it's probably something that you need. But it's not as easy as that is the point. Money doesn't solve it. Whatever it is that you're going through, whatever it is that you feel, honey, and this is for anybody, it has nothing to do with money. Nothing near, no, nothing. It has to do with what it is your worth and your value. Do you deserve that money? Do you ever hear squirrel? Why am I squirreling so much? Yeah. Do you ever feel or have the dream of owning a car or a particular dream car, a Maserati or something, right? And then for some reason, a friend of a friend drives by and like, you know what, we're going to go to the beach, blah, 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 blah. He's getting ready to pick us up. Cool. You get into the Maserati and you go, oh, wow. Like when you sit into the leather seats and when you hear the engine revving, like a beautiful black man. Anyway, that was my thought. Anyway, so you sitting in the seats and you're like, wow. Is there a slight part of you that feels like I don't deserve all this luxury? Is there a slight voice that comes to your mind and goes, your mother used to say, don't spend all that money in one place. Don't buy no Maserati. You don't have to look fancy. You don't have to be fancy. You know, pretty girls need to stay behind, get something reliable and economical like a Honda, like a Toyota. Do you hear like this slight little influence that's going through your mind, through your heart, through your soul? You understand what I'm saying? That you don't think is really a big voice, but it absolutely is. It's what carries you through knowing or not knowing your worth. So it ain't the money. It's the fact that you sit in the Maserati and you think the Maserati is bigger than you. And I'll never have a Maserati, because if you wanted the Maserati, you start saving for the Maserati right now because you know you was worth it. You would find ways to make the money to get what you are worth on the inside. Does that make sense? I felt really passionate in that moment. And I hope y'all took that with love, especially you Life Dance who, no, it wasn't like Sweet Tea that said that. Okay. Anyway, I need to come down a little bit because I feel like I'm going beyond myself. Thursday, when the moon is in Leo. And thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all for the 26 thumbs up and the 41 people that are here. If you like what I'm saying, give me some more thumbs up. I appreciate that. Let YouTube know that I'm doing my job. Tell people that I'm over here talking something that they may or may not. I mean, I don't speak to everybody. But if they like what I'm saying, you like what I'm saying, you think they would like it, share the information, share the link or whatever. And let them know. Let them know Sonia's going crazy. On Thursday, okay, with the moon being in Leo that day, Mercury is going into Libra. What? Mercury goes into Libra for a little while, for a couple of weeks. I like when Mercury goes into Libra. Thank you for the fire. I like when the fire comes up. That's some bomb ass shit. Mac and C40. I appreciate you. Oh, thank you, Like Dance. I like when Mercury goes into Libra. You know why? Because Libra energy, be it a leader, a cardinal sign, the leader of the mind, the leader of the intellect, them mugs, they can plan a thing. They can plan a thing, especially for other people. May not be too much for themselves, but they can plan for other people for sure. But so when Mercury goes into Libra on Thursday, right, it's time to think about not only making the perfect plan, but planning with others in mind. Right? Having strategies with other people in mind, your partner, other folks, your bosses, blah, 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 blah. I love Libra for the fact that it's not only a mediator and it thinks, with Mercury being in Libra, it's going to think about bringing the whole world together, but it thinks in a very justice, kind of win-win type of situation. And again, a leader with it. Having the whole room go, wait, hold on. Think about this one. Think about how this is going to feel. Think about how this is going to work out. That's what Libra and Mercury does. I like that feel right now. We need that feel right now because oftentimes we can get so singular, so solo in our movements and in this self-care environment, which is awesome. But again, there's a thin line with everything, y'all. It can go up and down in a blink. And sometimes when we're too far into our self-care, we leave each other out. You understand what I'm saying? When we're too far into people, we leave ourselves out. It's about that balance, boom, that Mercury in Libra is trying to bring. I'm trying to bring you the balance. And oftentimes there's a lot of imbalance in the balance, but the balance is the fact that, Sonia, the balance is the fact that you are on a mission to find some balance. Does that make sense? You will not necessarily reach everything at 50-50, But because you are striving to pay attention to everybody in the room, Mercury and Libra, because you are striving to be more justice oriented and to be a median, but because you are striving to pay more attention to your partner, be it a loved partner or a business partner, that's the balance, the movement, and looking for what's fair and what's just and what can bring some equilibrium to a situation. It's the action itself. It's not the destination. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Anybody get what I said? I really pray you do. On Thursday, the moon will conjunct Venus because the moon will be in Leo and Venus is in Leo. Projecting pride to shield your tears, confusion, or ignorance. Perhaps you're thinking of a partner without accessing first. Yeah. Okay, so when the moon and Virgo get together, thank y'all. Hey, Zena, what's going on? When the moon and Venus get together, especially in Leo, right? There's a pride that comes over. There's a pride in your emotional ability. There's a pride in your desires. It's like my voice is getting deep for a reason because it's that dun, 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 lion kind of, shielding kind of field, right? That's awesome because sometimes we need to push past this week, again, being in a slight little Virgo denial, not to get off of our square. And sometimes here goes a puff up of the chest on Thursday to go, I know who I am. I know what my desires are. I know what I feel. Leo teen style. Why? Because on the same day, this is what I was referring to in the beginning of this thing. If you follow me, on the same day, that moon is going to square Uranus. Uh-oh. Somebody is coming along with their pride and their chest stuck out going, you sure you want to make that change like Uranus said you should make? You sure you want to be the weirdo in the room? You sure you want to live without your family for a couple of years and gosh darn Alaska somewhere and not have connections? Are you sure? I think you should. And Leo also says, these expectations that I have of you, I think you should do X, Y, and Z. You think that's your expectation. That's how you see me. Squirrel, can we begin to start conversations with questions? When we have conversations with people, instead of coming with our own ideologies, instead of coming with our own thoughts and expectations and projections, can we ask a person, what do you like about Alaska? Oh, I'm so glad you asked. The reason why I want to move to Alaska is because the goddamn salmon is probably off the hook. The reason why I want to move to Alaska because it's nice and cold and I don't mind meeting the Eskimos. I want to find an Eskimo chick. The reason why, can we start conversations with questions and qualifying before we put our expectations and projections on people so we can turn the conversation around and see why people are doing a thing? Qualify. Do y'all get what I'm saying? With that moon coming up against Uranus, we don't want to do that because our feelings of pride on that Thursday, our feelings of pride is like, nah, you got to do it this way. You can't do it in that unique kind of way. Like, why can't I? Did you ask me why I wanted to be in Alaska? Are y'all following me? Come on, y'all. On Friday, it's about being adults. Talk to people with your whole heart instead of coming thinking that you're going to save them, that you know the right answer Thursday. Because again, they want to push you off your square and tell you can't go to Alaska because it's way too cold up there and I'll never come visit you. It ain't about you coming to visit me. I don't give a fuck. I want to be there. Are y'all following my conversation? So with that, with the sun being in Virgo, it's about putting them blinders on sometimes and going, you know what? I'm in denial to your conversation right now because you obviously don't care about what I want to do. So I'm going to stay right here. Beyonce, I'm going to stay right here and do what I want to do because soon and very soon you'll see why I chose to do and why I chose to do what I want to do and why I'm making these changes and why the North Node and Uranus came together to put me on this trajectory and to do something different. Y'all following me? On Friday, it's potentially a head scratching day. Why? Because there's a lot of quincunxes, only two, but two important ones. The moon is quincunxing, what's that called? Neptune. I keep forgetting old Neptune. The moon is quincunxing Neptune and the moon is quincunxing Pluto. Ooh, confused and frustrated about applying subtle power and actual power. Ooh. Subtle power being Neptune. Neptune is very, very powerful, but again, it's subtle. It's in our dream times. It's in our spirituality. It's a power that moves us from the subconscious. You dig? Whereas Pluto is a bully, is immediate, almost active power in your face, helping you to transform, blowing the spot. You dig? There's a frustration from those two spaces of power, inside, internal, and external, that's going against the emotion, going against the moon. That could be potentially a head scratching day. Like, how do I feel? What should I do? What power should I assert? Am I 12 or am I 52 in this moment? How am I reacting? Relax, just relax, just relax. Take a bath, take a break. Don't answer the question straight away if you can. Like, tell people I'll get back to you tomorrow when I feel a little clearer, because Friday may be that day where you just like, I can't get my thoughts together. I don't know where I am in this, what my power is in this thing. And if I say something crazy right now, I might eat crow, or, I might be called on it later on. So let me just, Saturday, there's a new moon in Virgo. Are y'all with me? There's a new moon in Virgo at 4:17 a.m. I love that Virgo energy, as we've been talking about. And when it's in a new moon, it's new things, all new things, Virgo. So again, how are you going to organize? How are you going to check the perfectionist in you versus the person that just wants to go with intuition? That's a question. That's a real question, because there's a difficult, I'm going to say, that's not the right one, what I want to say. There is an interesting line of not necessarily no, there's an interesting line this week of staying on everything that we can organize, strategize with, utilize Virgo energy to be, in quotes, perfect with, again, discriminate about certain things. And then there's, on the other side of that line, a very thin line, we have to open up to spirit. We have to open up to the unknown. We have to open up to intuitive hits. You get what I'm saying? It's that intuition that's going to help push us forward. Organization helps to gather the information that we intuitively receive so we can execute it and move forward. Does that make sense? I hope so. So with that new moon happening, it's like new ways of organizing. It's like new ways of being present with the information and still being open to move forward in a Pisces kind of way. Why? Because Pisces is opposite Virgo. That's a whole nother broadcast, in which I don't want to get too far in, but dig that. At the same time, though, on Saturday, if you take notes, I'm going to run it down. Venus is squaring Uranus. Uh-oh. The sun is squaring Mars. Uh-oh. The moon is squaring Mars. Uh-oh. The moon is quincunxing Jupiter. And the moon is conjuncting the sun. Because on a new moon, always the moon conjuncts the sun, because it's in the same sign. The moon and the sun is in the same sign. Hence, new moon in Virgo. But that's a lot of squares. That's a lot of squares. And that's where the biggest proving of some sort, the biggest understanding of who you are and how you're moving forward, Uranus style, in a unique kind of way on this trajectory, on a new purpose, is going to come to light, because it's being challenged. Venus is challenging it, going, are you worth it? Are you worth the change? Again, are you going to make the money? Venus is about money too. Are you going to make the money when you make this change? You're going to be out there in Alaska all by yourself? Again, just using that as an example. Are you going to be okay? You're going to be lonely? You're going to have love? People, again, coming from the freaking woodwork, trying to change you or change you back to something to scare you up. What you scared of? And stop putting your fear on other people. Their fears are not your fears. The moon, the moon will square Mars. Oh, so you feel if the moon is squaring Mars and the sun is squaring Mars, that's a big deal. Remember, Mars is in Gemini. So Gemini and Virgo square all day long. Even though they're both ruled by Mercury, they square in a way that they administer their mercurial deeds and responsibility in two totally different ways. Gemini says, I want to execute like Mars. I want to execute in a Gemini way, five different things at one time, where this Virgo energy in the moon and the sun as it squares that is like, wait, hold on. Do we have it organized? Do we know that it's logical? Do we know that it's a rational thing? Do we understand the details? Do we get the resources and the people lined up? And Mars and Gemini is like, I don't care. Just move in the direction in which I'm pointing you in, and let's just throw it on the wall like spaghetti and see what happens. That's what Mars and Gemini does, because it's too busy trying to figure out which thing will stick, which lane will stick. It does two or three things at one time. That's the square. And at the same time on Saturday, it's forcing you to look at how you're changing and if you're worth it. Saturday's a tricky freaking day, man. It's a tricky day. So here's the deal. Maybe in your executions about certain things that are permanent in your life, maybe they can be put on the back burner for a day. And I always say this as a default, because sometimes we can take a breath. We can take a breather. Sometimes we don't have to be big, bad, and bold and move our agenda when it's time to move, or in the moment to move our agenda. We can pause and wait. We can slow down and see what the better plan is and the better way to execute with that Mars and Gemini. Because know this, if Mars execute in Gemini and what it wants to execute, it really doesn't care where it lands. Mars and Gemini don't give a fuck. You understand what I'm saying? It really, really doesn't. Gemini just don't give a fuck. Trust and believe. I hope that makes sense to you. Ask questions if it doesn't, because again, I'm moving and grooving. On Sunday, it's an interesting day as well, but we come right back to one. Saturday was that day in which Uranus is being challenged, these new changes and where we're going. Remember, I said, look for that. But on Sunday, here comes Uranus lining right back up with our emotions. We wake up feeling like, okay, I'm glad I stayed in Beyonce's lane because I do want to do this. And I'm glad I just bypassed the haters. You may listen to the haters and take a couple of things that they said into consideration and maybe improved on one or two things that could probably had you a little concerned too, but you stayed in your lane. You didn't give up on yourself. And on Sunday, prayerfully in the morning, you'll go, I'm so glad I did that. And now I want to review the things, because Uranus is in retrograde, right? I want to review these changes that I need to make in harmony that's going to better me, instead of feeling like I'm getting attacked. I'm just some critical shit that's coming at me. People don't understand my get down. You understand what I'm saying? Sunday, you'll be able to sit back and go, this is why I did this. This is why I'm Sonia. That's some real shit, y'all. I'm almost done and I'm out of energy. Venus will be opposition of Saturn, and the moon is opposition of Neptune. The moon is trine in Pluto. And then the moon is quincunxing Saturn. So let me stay with that one at first. The moon quincunxing Saturn, even though we are dealing with our changes and we know who we are. Again, the moon trining Uranus, waking up feeling, okay, I got this. I'm Sonia. The moon is quincunxing Saturn to go, but you're going to have to revisit those fears and those lessons again. God damn it. Sitting with that thing. It ain't over till it's over. I just want to say, revisit those fears. Call them out. Call them out. We're going to keep doing this, y'all. I'm not being redundant just because I don't have nothing to say. Truly, it's what the universe is saying. Keep revisiting the things that you need to clean out, especially this is when January, 22nd comes along and we're blasting forward with Uranus. Uranus is like, I'm leaving you now. You're supposed to make the changes, and I'm leaving you now. And during this time is revisiting the things that we need to clean up in order for those changes to stick. Y'all get that? I could have ended this 5 minutes ago. But Venus is going to be opposition Saturn, right? So as we're revisiting those fears and those lessons through Saturn, you're going to find a way to balance out, again, looking for the median of your worth and the fear that comes up. The lessons, well, yeah, these lessons are X, Y, and Z, but I'm better for it because of A, B, and C. Look at the bigger picture is the point. When the fears come up, now you see your worth in it. Yeah, you can pat yourself on the back for the road that you did travel. You get what I'm saying? The value, Venus. The moon is opposition Neptune as well. Logic sees what dreams need to be tended to. Ain't that a blip? I spoke about that 5 minutes ago about Pisces and Virgo energy. Yes, because the moon is in Virgo, it will be opposition Neptune and Pisces. I was reading that without even knowing. Again, the moon being logical, Neptune being Piscean, trying to find the logic and the dreams, the ethereal space of Pisces energy and balance that out. Again, what that looks like is paying attention to spirit first through Neptune, paying attention through the habits that you need to break, that you need to leave to the side. Go drive for a little while. Don't drink for a little bit. So you can see clearly what you need to do in an emotional standpoint with the information that's coming through. Moon in Virgo. So you can't be like, well, I made a mistake. I tried. No, 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 no. That's an excuse, and you're trying to dismiss your mistakes. You made a mistake because you wasn't clear. You wasn't clear on what was coming through. So get clear, y'all. So y'all can balance that out with some right action and some rational and logical thinking. The moon is also going to trine Pluto that night. I said, go to bed with your power intact. Pray for forward movement. I'm going to suggest that y'all look up Metatron. Y'all know about Metatron? I talk about different archangels and deities in the village hut too, and how we can call on certain archangels to help us along different parts of our lives. And especially this week, it's about Metatron. Look up Metatron. Metatron is that entity that helps us to push through any real crunchy spiritual growth. And that crunchy spiritual growth is when we start to make ourselves our own enemy. You dig what I'm saying? We could potentially do that this week. I know we got everything together last week and we thought about some things Gemini style and we put things in order, but this week it just feels like we didn't do what last week called for. It feels like all of that shit is going to be undone, so to speak, possibly, maybe. You understand? But if you ask for help, for higher uh oh, Sonia, for higher up kind of help. That's what I wanted to say, but the words wasn't coming. That advanced help to push you through the mud, Metatron is good for that. All the archangels are, but definitely Metatron, because Metatron is like your big brother, so to speak. You don't care. I'm pushing everything and everybody out the way because we got things to do. And he allows you to see spiritually where you made your mistakes and what you can sharpen on without judgment, without criticism. It's like, nah, this is what it is. Just go on and move that thing out the way so you can be better. Are you sure? I'm so sorry. No need to cry. No need to whimper. No need to feel sorry for yourself. Just do what you need to do. That's Metatron's statement and position. All right. With this sword of light. That's for truth. I'm trying to tell you, sweet tea. All right, I want to read one person, just one person. Let me go through here and see if y'all had any questions. Because honestly, sometimes I'm clear. And sometimes, again, I just ramble and go on and on and on and on. And I'm like, I hope some of that made sense because I don't even remember what I just said. So no questions? Hi, Keena. How you doing? All right. That's it. If you have your sun, your moon, and your rise, and you want me to read what I think in this moment in time, please do put that up real quick. And if you had a reading before, give somebody else a chance and don't put your information up. I appreciate that. That's a big one. That's an interesting one. I'm really, really sorry if I mess your name up. I don't like messing people's name up. Krishunda Barrow, Krishunda. I hope that's it because that feels good on the tongue. Come on down, Krishunda. Is that it? Did I pronounce that right? Let me know, please. Oh, thank you, sweet tea. Thank you, Life Stance. I appreciate it. That's it. Krishunda is an Aries sun, Cancer moon, and Capricorn rise. So first of freaking all, they're all cardinal signs. Did you know? Did you know? Did you know? Aries, Cancer, and Capricorn Aries, Cancer, and See, I don't even know what is coming out of my head. Aries, Cancer, and Capricorn are all cardinal signs, which means that you are a stone cold leader. That's for sure. Aries leads with physicality, movement, right? Cancer leads with emotions, and Capricorn leads with practicality. There's a lot of control there, honey. There's a lot of control on what it is that you want to be done. But hey, let me tell you, like I tell everybody, we choose our charts. Understand that. In my opinion, we come through the ethers, we choose our parents, we choose where we live, we choose certain outline situations about our lives, including our personality, which I believe is Western astrology, is our charts, right? So this time around, I guess you just had to be a boss. Krishanda. Hi, Ramon. You had to be a boss this time because you had all of those strong ass planets in the front. But here's the deal. I mean, signs and energies in the front. But here's the deal. You got to let people lead the way sometimes, or at least be a team player at some point. You got to pull back and allow, I should say, allow your team, allow your family to pour into you. If you continue to pour into everybody else because you're the leader in practicality and emotions and Aries, you want to start a fight, you want to be there, you understand what I'm saying? Then it doesn't give people a chance to love on you. It doesn't give people a chance to make you softer, to believe in their, especially your family, to believe in what it is that they know to be true. Now, here's the deal when it comes to some situations like that, Krishanda, and to everybody else. When we don't allow people to pour into us, it almost gives the middle finger to them. It gives the middle finger to the people that are trying to assist. Listen, they lived a life too. They absorbed and collected information just like you. They may have some information, or they may be very, very well versed on one or two things that you're not. But with all of those strong cardinal signs, Krishanda, you sometimes don't allow people to do that. You did? Where is that? Whatchamacallit though? And that Aries sun, I love Aries. I love Aries for its forthrightness, forthrightness, right? But Aries can be a baby. And Aries oftentimes can miss the point. It's like it's so quick to ride past, or I should say to go down the highway to get to San Diego, that you don't even recognize that this exit, it can take you to this cute ass coffee shop, or this cute ass ice cream parlor on the way, and stop and enjoy a piece of ice cream, enjoy an ice cream cone or something like that, and then go back on the highway to San Diego. The point of the matter is that sometimes you can miss the mark if Aries is moving so quickly. Shonda, does that make sense to you? I just wanted to say that. Okay, I'll read one more person. I'm sorry, Mac NC40. You just have the sun. Oh, no, now I'm reading it differently. Okay. Now this is interesting because there's more to say to Krishanda, that's for sure. There's definitely, and you're welcome, honey bun. There's more to say to her, and I just wanted to go off of something that was general. But look at this though. Mac NG or NC40. She has a Virgo sun, but she has Aries on the rise and she has an Aries moon. Now, in this position, because it's changed around a little bit, the Aries on the rise and the Aries moon makes her go out there and makes her be forthright, like straight away, right? But the Virgo oftentimes can be really scared. And the real and we all get afraid, not just Virgo, but can be scared in the sense that it can be a deer in a headlight when it comes to initiating certain things, because again, things are not perfect, because again, you don't want people to criticize, because again, you don't want to criticize yourself. You understand what I'm saying? So, sweet lady, I think that's, what's your name? Mac, and I think you're a woman, Mac NC40. So, because you have Aries on your rising and your moon, it helps to propel you forward. You know what I mean? And at least that baby, that Aries baby, juvenile kind of energy pushes you forth. And then the Virgo's like, wait, hold on. I didn't get it together. Sometimes you need to not get it together so you can realize that oftentimes you don't have to have everything in order for something to be successful. Sometimes you just need to do a thing. You dig what I'm saying? Do a thing. That Virgo needs that. But then the Aries needs the Virgo in you too. Because if you go forth and you go 90 miles per hour and you to start something, you're not Aries. So that rise and that moon falls back and the Virgo goes, now I'm in this whole new state. What am I going to do now? Now you get it into order. Because you wouldn't have gotten there if that Aries energy didn't push you there. Now you come back and now you get it into order and you realize, oh, it was probably good that I pushed myself into this without knowing too much. Utilize that. I hope that makes sense. All right, that's it. I think I'm gonna move on and go on with my life. I hope y'all have a beautiful, beautiful day. I really, really do. And I really, really pray that y'all take everything that came through. If it resonates with you, you take it to heart and move forward. You're so, so welcome. And let it assist you in the way that it needs to. It's just one of them weeks. You know what I'm saying? And again, it's just about knowing what it is that you came on the planet to do, and don't get stuck. Please don't get stuck. We got way too much to do, and time is moving quickly, and it's about that time for us to shine on so many freaking levels. And if people are around you that don't understand it and putting their fears on you, you might have to like not answer their call for the week, because this is not about them. This is about us getting better with the life that we're given. That's it. You too, Zena. Talk to y'all soon. I'll be back next week. Again, I hope this helped. I really, really do. Take care.